Where are my friends at? So I can tell you what I did when we was in LA. Oh, I should have brought the obituary and showed it to y'all because it was nice. But my husband didn't put the cover on the car. I definitely ain't going back out there. And it looked like it's about to rain here. Mm, in the Bay Area. It's all cloudy. But when we left LA, it was foggy. But ain't it always foggy in LA though? Hey girl, we back. Girl, we don't have air conditioning here. We do we have air conditioning? I don't know. We may have air conditioning, but we don't use it. Like you don't really need air conditioning in the Bay Area because it ain't, if it's hot, most homes in the Bay Area don't have air conditioning because we don't really need it like that, especially in the North Bay because it don't get hot like that. We only get like a couple of days when it's like in the 90s or whatever. We don't have no air conditioning, but we don't have the heater on. Okay, his auntie, not only did she have the heater on, she had one of them old fashioned wall heaters. You know that apartment wall heater? She had one of those in the hallway of the house. The bedroom that we was in was directly across the hallway from that heater thing. And to top it off, the bedroom that we was in was wood paneling. It was like we was in a fucking sauna. I wanted to literally die. And we didn't realize until we had damn near died that it was a ceiling fan. And my husband was like, oh shit, it's a ceiling fan in here. And so he turned the ceiling fan on. That did help. But the ceiling fan was like right above the bed. And I can't sleep with the air constantly blowing on me all night. Like I got congested. My head started hurting. I still have like the teensiest, winsiest headache, and I think that's because that ceiling fan had to be blowing the whole entire time that we was there. No, that um, I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was vacuuming or running something. I don't know. It was something. You heard that? God damn. Yeah, I don't know what he doing. I don't know if he vacuuming or sanding something. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't like ceiling fan. But wait a minute. Let me tell you the funniest thing. It wasn't enough that, yeah, it sounded like a vacuum. It wasn't enough that it was hot as hell. But she had this clock that went off every hour, and it was Jesus saying like a scripture in this real deep Jesus voice. So imagine the house, dead silence has fell over the house because everybody is asleep. And then all of a sudden you hear, and the Lord said, thou shalt not. I'm so glad my husband had already told me there's a clock that goes off every hour. Because had I not known and I heard that in the middle, it still scared the shit out of me because I had fell asleep. I fell asleep and I'm a light sleeper. I fell asleep and I heard this man's voice. And at first I thought it was one of the men in the house had got up because I knew it was other men in the house other than my husband. Like my husband's dad was there, my husband's cousin was there. I think those were the only two men. So I was like, maybe it was, but my husband's dad has a very distinct voice. So I knew it wasn't him. But I was like, oh, maybe that's my husband's cousin. Maybe somebody brought him home and they were talking. And then I heard it again and I was like, that's Jesus. And I went back to sleep. Girl, imagine if you didn't know that that clock was there, you had no idea. Like you had no idea that this clock was in the house. And 2 o'clock in the morning, you hear and it's a Jesus voice. It's like a voice that you would assume that Jesus would sound like. I'm a post the clock. I'm a post the clock on my community wall because you could hear there's an advertisement for the clock on it's like you could buy the clock from, I know they seen that clock on QVC or something and his auntie got it. I'm gonna post that clock. Melissa, have you ever seen this Jesus clock? And the clock says scriptures every hour on the hour. And the face of the clock is Jesus. And instead of the clock chiming on the hour, the clock says scriptures in a deep Jesus voice. I was telling Phoenix that my husband's auntie has that clock, and every hour on the hour, that clock chimes and it says a scripture. So, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we all sleep, house quiet as hell. And you hear, and the Lord said, blah, blah, blah. Scared shit out of me. I freaked out, but my husband had already warned me. He was like, okay, the clock out there is a Jesus clock, and the clock is going to chime every hour. On the hour, it says a scripture. So, don't get freaked out in the middle of the night if you hear somebody talking because it's the clock. And I was like, oh, okay. Because even before we went to bed, I had heard it. So, I was figuring in my mind, your brain had already clocked the clock. So you wouldn't get freaked out if you hear it in the middle of the night. No, that's not how my brain works. 2 o'clock in the morning, the clock goes off. And I'm like, somebody done broke in the house. Some strange man done broke in the house and he quoting Bible scriptures. That's how my crazy brain works. And then I realized, oh, it's the clock. So I went back to sleep. But my husband's auntie is a classic black, older black auntie. I mean, grandma, cause she's not just an auntie. She's somebody's mama, grandma, great. I think she a great grandmother, if I'm not mistaken. The house. I told my husband that his auntie is the record keeper of the family. You have one person, one or two people in your family who keeps everything. They have all the pictures and, you know, diplomas, certificates, everything for everybody in the family. She got a wall dedicated to all of the men, all of the people in the family, but it's mostly men who have served in the military. I mean, it's really nice. It's like a wall, and it's all of them, all of the men in their uniform. She put the pictures are in frames. It's just that whole wall is dedicated to them. Of course, my man is up there in his army uniform because my husband was in the army. Her son and Gertie's son was in the army, and Gertie's grandson, who was my husband's cousin, was in the Air Force. And it's just a whole wall dedicated to all of, all of them, which I thought was really nice. But the rest of the house, it's just pictures everywhere. I mean, her whole house is just dedicated to the family. Pictures of her and her husband, her kids, her grandkids, her great grand, everybody. It's just pictures everywhere. But wait a minute. And I should have took gosh, I'm so mad at myself for not taking a picture of this bathroom. Her bathroom is the original bathroom to this house that was built probably in the 50s or the 60s. Her sink, bathtub, toilet are pink. She has a pink bathtub, sink, and toilet. And the original tile to that era, she got like the tile has like these burgundy squares in the like tub area. I mean, walking into that bathroom is like you are legit walking into the 60s. I love it. Even the hardware on the sink is 1960s. Everything about that, and I hope she never changes it. Everything about that bathroom is says 1960s. I'm pretty sure it's either late 50s or early 60s. I think it's called nouveau style or something. But it was a style back then. Either you had baby blue, pink, or green. That was the colors for that era. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Girl, I love it. I love it. It is, it's just like you walking into the past. But the house itself is it's an older house. The style of these homes is very prominent in Los Angeles. All of the, houses in the area that she lives in, I think she lives in Inglewood. I think it's Inglewood. But all of the houses have that same look. They all kind of look the same. But when you step in there and she's got wood paneling in some of the bedrooms, like, she's an older woman, she's in her 80s. And you know how old people, they don't like change. I mean, she neat as hell. You could eat off her floor. She one of them, um just like Eric's mom, my mother-in-law, she the same way. But my mother-in-law's, this house is more up to date. These are um newer homes. So of course everything is like a little bit more modern. But Aunt Gertie's house is older. It's got that I'm your grandma. Come on in here and get this love, and it's that type. It's that, it's that type of house. It's just, you could tell it's just a lot of love has happened there. And we get kind of sad because um her daughter passed away in the house, and so did her husband. Her husband passed away, I think, in March, in the kitchen, or either in the bedroom. I don't know. I think in the bedroom, in the back bedroom. And her daughter passed away in the front bedroom. Not in the bedroom that we stayed in, but in the front bedroom. And it was crazy for there to have been two deaths in the house. It didn't feel like that. The house didn't feel heavy. Like, I didn't feel anything. And I'm a very sensitive person when it comes to death and, stuff like that. But I didn't feel anything because I think it was because it was too much love there. Because her and her husband, they had been married for a long time. And, they were just a very, very loving couple. So I didn't feel no death. I didn't feel nothing. But the funeral was nice. Let me tell you about my husband's family, dog. These are some drinking ass people. Because at the repast, and my husband didn't know this, he has a cousin that is known to bring the margaritas to the repast. This man made two big ass jugs of margarita. Now, when they brought it out and set it up on the thing, I told my husband, I said, that don't look like lemonade. That's a funny color lemonade. And my husband was like, you thirsty? I was like, yeah. He said, okay, so I'm going to go over there and get you some because other people were going over there getting it. But I was like, that's a strange color. He brought it back to the table and he said, babe, this ain't lemonade. And he said, no, this ain't no lemonade. This something else because I can smell like alcohol. And when I put it up to my nose, I said, oh no, this smell like tequila or something. This some kind of drink. And I sipped it and I said, oh yeah, this is I don't know what this is, but this some kind of alcohol. And by that time, his sister had came, my husband's sister had came over and she said, "That's what you drinking?" And I said, "I don't know, but it's got alcohol in it." She said, she said, "That's a margarita." I said, "Oh, well, I knew it was something." And my niece was like, "Auntie, you just over here drinking stuff and you don't know what it is." I said, "What? These family people, they ain't trying to kill us, are they?" I said, "Well, it's got to be something decent. Everybody else drinking it." And everybody start laughing. "So you just gonna drink something because everybody else drinking it?" I'm like, "So what, y'all out here trying to kill everybody at the repast?" So, child, I couldn't drink it. That was the strongest margarita I have ever seen in my life. Come to find out, this man then put tequila, margarita mix, vodka, and something called baby. I gotta ask my son, what is a baby? That I have never ever had a drink that strong before in my. What is he trying to do? Kill everybody at the repast? And then every table, damn near, the table in front of us had a bottle of tequila. They was drinking tequila and Red Bull at the table in front of us. The table next to us was drinking salted caramel Crown Royal. I was like, all these drunk ass people. And then somebody else had a bottle of Hennessy. This was at the repast. At the repast. So, of course, everybody left except for us and uh some of the old people, they wasn't drinking. Child, they had, you know how you have them punch bowls that have the little spigot, that you can push the button in it come out. He had two big things like that full of that margarita stuff. Honey, they was getting tore up at that repast. Do you hear me? And they was like playing music and dancing and stuff. They put on Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. Honey, them little kids got out, and the grown folks too. They got out there and they were showing out. I was like, all right then, y'all better party. Shit, they put on for Pinky, honey. They had it. They showed out, and the family was her immediate family. Her colors was pink and brown. And I didn't know how that was going, pink and brown. But they looked cute. The men had on pink suits with brown shirts. And the ladies had on these pink and brown kind of suit. Like it was like a jacket with some pants. It was cute. So the family was cute. Well, they had the service was at the church, and then the repast was at a community center. It was at a community center away from the church. I mean, they had a nice time. The food was nice. Everything was nice. Now, to be honest, I was ready to go home after that. I was legit after that repast. I was ready to go home. I was like, okay, we can go home now. But we went back to the house. Well, we went to Walmart and then we went back to the house and was just like chilling and everybody was talking and was just kind of like sitting around and stuff. And then um we got up the next morning and went home. Yeah, but you know, you can't drink at the fellowship hall. Y'all don't have repasts? Melissa? Yeah, they always eat after. Well, that's what they call when you eat after a repast. Y'all y'all don't do nothing. What y'all do after the funeral? Y'all just go home? Oh, I was gonna say, Phoenix said repast was for black folks. White folks don't eat. Oh, you call it visitation. Oh. I was gonna say white people don't eat. Y'all don't eat. Y'all don't eat and play music after. Yeah, girl, we gonna eat after the funeral now. We gonna eat. You gotta have some food. Y'all ain't gonna have no music. What y'all just be sitting there looking sad and stuff? No, we gonna eat, play music. Well, it depends on where it is. If it's at the church, it ain't gonna be no music. Yeah, you got to take food to the family and um. But you know, like if they have the repast at like a community center or something like that, they gonna always play music. Now you do all that crying and carrying on at the church. Ain't nobody crying at no repast. At the repast, we too busy eating and drinking and fellowshipping. That's it's fellowship. You didn't did all that crying at the church and at the cemetery. So all that's over with. It's time to move on now. Yeah, I mean, at the repast, everybody, you didn't got all your crying out at the cemetery. Well, we didn't have the the cemetery was private for immediate family. She only wanted her and her sister and brother to bury their mother. So she asked for the family to just go to the everybody else to go to the repast and she would come after. So we left the church and went straight to the repast. It wasn't that far from it. We didn't even have to drive that far. And then we just had to wait for them to show up. And that was it. Yeah, after that, they had already set up the place and all we had to do was come in and sit down and wait for the rest of the family to get there. And then they served the food and turned their music on, honey. We all sat around and took pictures and talked and, mingled and all that kind of stuff. And that was it. Yeah, see, it's easy when you do it at a community center because don't nobody, the people, the whoever cleans up, all you got to do is just leave. Yeah, if you do it at, if they do it at the person's house, then yeah, they clean up. Usually, when we used to do it from with our church, the people on the usher board, that was their job. They cleaned, they would clean. The ushers and the mother's board, they would make sure that the house was, clean and everything was put away for the family. But now, most people have have it at like a community center or at the church. I don't see as many people doing it in their houses now like they used to back in the day. So, y'all know on the way back, we stopped. I made my husband stop at like 500 different truck stops because I wanted to get some souvenirs. And I couldn't find nothing that I really wanted, but I'm gonna show y'all what I ended up getting. So I don't know why I got this ugly sticker. I got this sticker. It's not ugly for real. I'm gonna probably put it on my water bottle. You know what's crazy is why do I be buying stuff that say California and I live in California? It's not like I live in Florida or somewhere. I got this cute little bear. Why he look disgusting? That's why I got him because he looked like I'm so fucking mad at the world. And his little t-shirt say California. Like like I haven't been in California all my damn life. And I bought a snow globe. I used to collect these. I'm gonna start collecting these again. And it's got a bear in here because the bear is our state animal. And it says California, the Golden State. You would swear I had never been to California. You would swear I don't live here. And I bought a keychain that say California. You would swear I don't live here in California. I heart California. I wanted a T-shirt that said "I heart LA." I think I'm gonna have to just go on Amazon and find a damn T-shirt because I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I got this T-shirt. What does this T-shirt say? California, the perfect wave, the Golden State, West Coast. This is actually a cute T-shirt though. I got this from a truck stop. I got all of this from some random truck stop that we had stopped. We stopped in like two or three random truck stops, right? And when you're driving, you don't know where the hell you're stopping at. So I had stopped in this truck stop, and I went in, and I was like, "What city is this?" And why the girl had like an attitude when she told me what city it was. Bitch, I'm not from here. She was like, Anton. And I was like, Anton? Like, who the hell lives in Anton? I was like, Anton, California? And she was like, yes. You ugly chick town living. Anton. I ain't never even heard of that. But we was stopping in the most random places because they're truck stops. So we would stop there. I would go in the store. And the reason why I kept telling my husband to stop, because I kept saying, it says travel center. I bet you they have some good souvenirs in there. We would get in there, they wouldn't have shit. But every truck stop in California has like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes, pizza. I mean, all in the truck stop. It'd be like a truck stop. They have like nice showers. The bathrooms were decent. And then it's always like one place we stopped at had like a IHOP, Popeyes, pizza, Taco Bell. Like all the little restaurants are at the truck stops. And then maybe across the way is a McDonald's. We stopped at one, it had a Black Bear Diner. I mean, just all of the restaurants. I said, damn, these truckers be eating. I know their blood pressures probably be crazy as hell because it's all um fast food. It's all fast. All of the truck stops be like fast food. But honey, I think after a while, I was getting on my husband's nerves because I was like, truck stop 23 miles. I know he was like, God damn, we ain't gonna never make it home. Until I finally just was like, okay, we don't have to stop. We don't have to stop no more. He was like, cause babe, it's California. All of this stuff is going to say California. We're in California. I was like, yeah, I know, but I wanted to say something. So it wasn't it wasn't too bad. It felt so good to sleep in my own bed last night. Oh my God, I felt so good. I slept so good to just have to be surrounded by all of my familiar pillows and because I have 1,000 pillows. You know, I got all my squishmallow pillows, all my neck pillows, my this pillow, my that pillow. You know, I can take all of that stuff with me. So the only thing I hate is Gizmo's not here. Gizmo is, and I told my husband last night, I was like, you know, we could just go over there and just break in. You know, he said no. You know, he said, babe, if we do that, we're gonna go to jail. I'm like, who cares? Who cares about going to jail? I want to get Gizmo. I miss Gizmo. Like, God, dog. Like, we got to go all day without Gizmo. We can't pick him up until tomorrow. So a whole day, Gizmo is just sitting in. I don't want to say doggy jail because Gizmo probably out there having fun. He probably done found him a little buddy. Nah, girl, we no. The original plan was to come back yesterday. So we didn't want to stay. My mother in law and them, they still down there. For what? They not doing nothing. We didn't want to stay because we knew we wasn't going anywhere and my husband wanted to come back so he could use today to just relax because he got to go back to work tomorrow. So that was our original. They closed. That no, they not giving us no updates. They're closed on the weekends. See, this is a family owned business. They live on the property. Their house is right next door to the kennel. So on the weekends, they're closed. They close on Fridays. So no, they don't. The only updates they're going to give you on the weekends is if something happens to your pet. She said they come in, they feed the dogs, they, exercise, they let them out, play with them, do all of that. They have them on the schedule, what time they eat, what time they play, all that kind of stuff. And no one is in the office on the weekends. They just come in and take care of the dogs, and they probably just go back home because their house is literally on the property. It's a big property they own. It's a nice sized property. So they could literally walk out of the way the house is designed, they could walk out of their back door and be in the kennel where the dogs are. It's that close. So nah, they not you not if you call on the weekends, you get the voicemail. So I can't even, you know, call. I'm pretty sure if it was an emergency, you could leave a message and they'll get it. But they tell you that from the gate that they're closed on the weekends. So you can't get your dog until Monday when the office is open. But they tell you that when you schedule, when you come in and do your orientation, they tell you that they're closed on the weekends. That's their policy. That's how they operate. So, um I knew this not the first time that Gizmo has stayed with them. So I knew that they were closed on the weekends, and I knew we wasn't going to be able to get him back. But normally, the last time we didn't come back home until Sunday evening. So it wasn't like a whole day that we missed him. We only missed him that night. But this time we came back home yesterday. So we're going the whole day today. So we went last night and all day today and tonight without Gizmo. So we won't pick him up until tomorrow morning. And I'm just having a fit. I'm pretty sure he ready to come home. Unless, but see, Gizmo nosy. And if it's other dogs, if it's other dogs, and Gizmo and she said, they can see each other. They just can't get to each other. So Gizmo's probably having a good time because he's so nosy. He likes to see what other dogs are doing. So he probably having himself a good time. He loves watching the other dogs because that's what he do when he at home. He just go from one fence to the other. He looking at the neighbor on this side. He trying to see what they dog doing, and then he run over here to see what the little dog on this side is doing. He do that all day long. So he probably having a good time. I'm talking about Gizmo.
I'm thinking about him too.
Yeah. But I
Like,
said he probably having fun. He Gizmo probably being nosy, looking at the other dogs.
yeah,
But I miss my baby.
I'm all that. I'm like, God damn.
I'm like, shit, let's just go up there and get him. Ring that doorbell.
God damn.
Ding ling 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 ling. Look, we want our dog back. Sorry, I'll pay extra. And my husband talking about, we can't do that. Why? He's like, because they won't let him come back. If we go up there and act stupid. So, I want my dog. Shoot. And everything, like that throws off everything. I got up this morning and I was like, oh, let me take Gizmo out. Ain't no Gizmo to take out because he ain't here. So that's that's the only part that I don't like is he not here. It's boring. But other than that, the trip was
Yeah, 'cause you're
fun.
boring.
You boring. Shoot, Joe boring butt. The trip was the trip was nice. Um I didn't have as much, like I am kind of stiff. When I got up this morning, I was like my legs and stuff were stiff, but I did really I did something different this time that I didn't do the last time is I made sure I took my medicine every 4 hours. Every 4 hours I was taking my Tylenol and I didn't get as stiff. Like I didn't wait until I was in pain to try to catch, because that's where you mess up at. If you wait until you're in pain and try to, you know, medicate yourself and you're already hurting, you're gonna be hurting. It's just gonna hurt worse. You gotta stay up on your pain. You have to medicate it before it starts and just take the pain medicine and you'll feel better. So every 4 hours, I was taking a pain medication, and I noticed I wasn't in as much pain this time as I was the last trip. And I rode part of the way in the front seat going to LA and rode in the back seat the rest of the way. Coming home, I stayed in the back seat and I elevated my legs. Like I put the seatbelt on, turned to the side, and kept my legs off the floor the majority of the trip. And I did not have as much pain. I did so much better this trip than I did the first time we went down to LA. Because the first time we went down to LA, I swear to God, when we got back home, I could barely walk. When I got out that car, when we got home and I got out that car, I was like, Lord Jesus, what's done happened to my legs? My legs felt like two sticks, just like two wooden planks that were just, you know, didn't have any mobility. I was just clanking along like my legs had turned into two by fours. And imagine walking on two by fours instead of, your normal legs. Oh, they hurt so, and they were hurting so bad. I was in so much pain when we got back the first time. But when we got back yesterday, I felt so much better. Like when I got up this morning, I was a little stiff, but that's normal, you know. But I'm not in pain. So I was like, okay. So from now on, I'm gonna sit in the back seat and um, keep my legs uh elevated as much as possible and I'll feel better. So I feel good. I don't feel congested. The climate in LA is totally different from the Bay Area. It was so it's muggy in L is smoggy. That's what it is. It's smog. It's not fog. It's smog. There's this layer that sits on LA that to the point where you can't even see like the mountains and stuff because of that fog layer that sits in Southern California. It's weird. Like you would have to see it. I can't describe it. If you've been to the Bay Area, we have fog, but that fog layer blows off after a certain time and it becomes clear. That don't blow off in LA. It just sits there, and the pressure in LA is different than the barometric pressure here in the Bay Area. I can legit tell the difference. And I was like, I don't know if I could live in LA. I think it would take me a while to get used to that, like all that smog, and the pressure is just different. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a Bay Area girly, I've been here all my life. I don't know. Um, I don't know if I want to live in LA. Even though LA reminds me so much of the Bay Area. It's just LA is the Bay Area on a bigger scale, I think. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But I think I like the Bay Area better than LA. LA is too much. It's too busy. And I'm like, I'm a city girl. I'm used to it, being busy. But LA is just busy. It's too busy. I'm too old for that shit. If I was younger, I probably would be like, oh yeah, we out here. I can live in LA. I can LA is for y'all young folks. I like um Northern California. Um it's a little bit more laid back, I think. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But LA was LA is I'm getting some ice. Cause I don't like my orange juice to get hot. Is this ice gonna fit in here? No. God, no. Oh yeah, it will. When I tell y'all we had snacks, we we are the king and queen of snacks. We had we had cookies, we had brownies, we had celery and hummus, we had meat and cheese and bread. We had water, Propel, regular water, Mountain Dew. We had that car stocked. Do you hear me? We we had it all yesterday. We had some. We we are the snack king and queen. Plus, my husband had his sunflower seeds. I had Mentos and chocolate. We had it all. We had some snacks, child. And then I had the audacity to get mad when I had ran out of Mentos. I was like, oh, I ain't got no more Mentos. But the trip was, we was almost in LA by the time I ran out of Mentos. So I wasn't really tripping because what did we eat for dinner? Oh, we were so tired, child. When we got to LA, we didn't even eat no dinner. We was like unpacking and we took our butts to bed. We didn't even eat dinner. And then we got up the next morning and went and got something to eat because everybody was running around like, I don't know, people was tripping. So, oh, because my mother and father in law, they didn't get there until like 8 o'clock the next morning because they couldn't leave until late because my niece, they was waiting for her to get off work. It was crazy. So they didn't get there until the morning of the funeral. And we was already there. We had been there since that night. So they still there. I don't know when they coming home. Probably tonight. Probably sometime this evening. Cause I think my mother-in-law probably. We didn't see no fireworks. They I guess had fireworks for the baseball, the World Series, because the who is it? The Dodgers is playing. So they from LA. Oh, one thing about LA. Driving around in LA, you're gonna see all kind of murals of Kobe and his daughter. Just in the most random ass places, like on liquor stores and stuff. It'll be a mural that I know some just random person painted because some of them are not really good murals. They're just, you know, it just look like somebody who didn't even really know how to draw. Because I seen a few of them. I saw one that was done really good. I said, okay, that one must have been commissioned. But I saw a few of them in the hood that looked like Pookie took his crayons and went out there. And I was like, see, they shouldn't have did that. They shouldn't even did Kobe like that. It's heck of murals um dedicated to Kobe and what was her name? Gianna? I don't like to say Kobe and his daughter like she didn't have a name. I think her name was Gianna. But it was a good trip. It was it was a nice we have I mean, but we're gonna have fun regardless. We always gonna have fun. I crocheted a little bit on the way up. On the way back, I did a lot of sleeping. I was asleep. And We started listening to Viola Davis autobiography. I guess she has a book, but we was listening to the audiobook and it's done by her. It's voiced. She is reading her own book. And I was like, God damn, she had her life they should do a movie. They should do a movie based off of that book. Cause her life was tragic. Like, damn, how you survive that? I was shit. So we was listening to that on the way. We didn't even finish. I'm gonna tell my husband we got to drive around so we can finish listening to it. Babe,
What?
we got to drive around so we can finish listening to Viola's book.
What?
We got to drive around so we can finish listening to Viola's book.
Child, that's on what's the name?
What?
Um, I forget what that app is, but that's on the app. Shoot. Um,
I don't have it.
I know. Hold on.
So I can finish listening to it because it's really good. Like the story is a really good story. Like damn, her life was crazy. You you can't even imagine what some of these celebrities you be thinking, oh, okay, well, she just looks like a cookie cutter black woman, but this woman went through hell. Her daddy was an alcoholic and like abusive and stuff. It was crazy. It's a really interesting story. Like we listened to that shit damn near all the way back from LA. I was listening to her story. I think we got up to like chapter 9. I don't know how many chapters it is, but I think we got up to like chapter 9 just driving. I think I fell asleep at one point, woke up, was like looking out the window because the the drive is mostly farmland. You know, California is a huge, just everything is out there. You know, you go through areas where it's garlic and artichokes and sunflowers, and then you have your real farmland where it's cows, because the California has a big dairy cow industry. So you pass through areas where it's just a bunch of dairy cows, and then you pass through areas where it's oranges and just all kind of, I don't know what all that shit be, strawberries and all kind of stuff. So a lot of it is farmland. You're just driving through all that farmland. So it's just, it's nothing great to see. It's not, I don't want to say it's not scenic, but it's not scenic. Between here and um Los Angeles, it's just land, a lot of land. I was going through, I was like looking at what how the settlers got to California. Like, how the hell did they get to Los Angeles? Because going from Northern California to Southern California, you have to go through the mountains. You going through the grapevine. You're going to Southern California. You're going up into the mountains, and going around these mountains and stuff. And I'm like, how? How did the settlers? How did they get through all that? So I was like, googling that, and so they went from Oregon to California, or from Mexico to California. There was like an Oregon Trail, I guess that, and then there's this Mexican Trail from Mexico to California. But I'm like, how the hell did they get from the Bay Area to Los Angeles? How did they go through Northern California? I can see to a certain point. But after they get to a certain point in Southern California, the elevation changes. So that's why I'm like, how did they get from here to there when the elevation got so steep? Were they really climbing mountains to get to Los Angeles? Like, they want to get there that bad? After you get to Los Angeles, it's flat, but it's that initial getting to Los Angeles. Like, how the hell did they do that? But I'm pretty sure too, they said a lot of the travel to California was by boat. It was easier to travel by ship than it was to tackle them mountains and stuff. Because every time we come to Los Angeles, I'm looking at them mountains like, how? How was they doing it? How were the settlers? Why the hell did so many people settle in Southern California, and the terrain is so difficult? And the thing is, coming through the grapevine, people with cars have a hard time. These trucks, when you coming through the grapevine, these trucks are pulled over to the side because they've messed up their brakes, or the trucks have run hot, because coming through the mountains is hard on cars. And a lot of you Gen Zers, y'all don't know how to drive. You then turned your air conditioning up high, and you coming through that mountain, and your car gonna run hot because you don't know. You got to turn that air conditioning off. You can't run your air conditioning on high coming through the mountains. Your car will overheat. So it would be cars overheated, pulled over to the side, trucks overheated, or their brakes then went out, they pulled over to the side. That's it. It's a lot. So how the hell did people do it on donkeys and horses? I can't imagine that shit. You have to see it. You have to see it. I took some pictures. I posted like a few pictures on my Facebook, but pictures don't do it justice. Pictures do not do those mountains justice. When I'm talking mountains, I'm talking mountains. I'm not talking hills. Oh, you gotta go up this hill. No, I'm talking rocky as mountains. Mountains, California. Mountains. I mean, mountains that will like take your breath away. Like, I didn't know y'all was doing it like this. Yes, it's serious. And I don't see how the settlers, I don't see how they did it. Because this is technology, of course, has taken over. Now we have freeways, and okay, we drive in on the freeway, but I'm talking before the freeways were, carved into these mountains. How was these people doing it? How was they getting to LA? How they get there? They had to have come the back way, like through Nevada, because it's flat that way. They ain't came the way we came. They ain't came through that grapevine. Because the grapevine ain't playing. If they came that way, I can see a lot of settlers, losing their lives. When they were saying that, the gold rush and there's gold in them there hills. That's, I can see that. It's probably still gold up in them hills and stuff that people ain't touched because they ain't going up there. Yeah, that's how parts of California is, like Tennessee and Georgia. When they talk about the blue mountains, Rocky Mountains, and all that kind of stuff, California has. We have that too. They definitely got it in Southern California. But then there, of course, are beach areas, in California too. It's just so interesting to come through the mountains and then get into LA, and it's like bam, city. It's crazy. You know, you coming through the mountains, coming through the mountain, coming through the mountain, coming through the mountain, coming through the mountain, and bam, you just look up and you see the buildings and city and lights, and you know, and you be like, it's different. It's interesting. I don't think you get the same feeling when you fly into LA. You're not gonna get the same feel when you fly into LA as you do when you drive. You got to drive. You have to do that drive. You can't fly in. You're not gonna get it. You won't see it. You have to drive. You got to drive the grapevine to get the full feeling of that part of LA. Because coming into LAX, you're just gonna, you're gonna, oh, okay, I'm in LA, palm trees, people, city. But when you drive in, you see the mountains and the real, you know, the realness of California. You're not gonna get that flying into LAX. You gotta see it. Yeah, you gotta see the real. You're not gonna get Mother Nature from LAX. You gonna get what you get when you fly into, other states. When you fly into the airport, you're gonna get the same thing. The same scenery. You're gonna get airport scenery. But when you drive in, you get the real deal. And I think everybody that comes to California, I think you will appreciate it more. If like if you're into mountains, some people are not into the nature and stuff. They just want to fly in, get to where they're going, do what they. But I love the different trees, and it's more than just palm trees and stuff. It's so many beautiful trees in California. One thing I love about Southern California is they have so many. Everywhere we go, it's an agave in somebody's front yard. I love it. I love it was a agave everywhere. I just wanted to steal everybody's agave and bring it back home with me.
That was Audible.
Oh, it's on Audible.
It's on Audible.
I don't have it.
But shoot, we can always this because I was trying to find the one the one book that we got because I got that on Audible too. The one with the little girl and she had those little superpowers, little black child. That author, because she's on her third book now.
Oh, bones and sticks
Bones,
and
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was looking for, but I didn't have it
Oh,
loaded in there, so I didn't.
because we should have almost been finished with her with that
Yeah,
one,
hers is
right?
almost finished.
Because
What's the name had told me about that, Miss Fulmore, because we were talking about the Woman King a long time ago, and she said you need to hear her story. And she was like, she does her own, she narrates her own book
yeah,
on
she
Audible.
did
So
really
I was like,
good.
okay, okay. So I had it in my feed. I just never pulled it up until then.
Oh,
So yeah, we can listen to it. We can listen to it.
you know, the Raiders ain't playing today.
They just started.
Oh, our
That's why.
show come on tonight.
Yeah, they already doing a breakdown of it. I saw the videos of it.
Really?
Well, it
How
comes
do
out at midnight. Midnight
last night?
tonight. Last night at midnight, it comes on.
I didn't know that.
So it's already on. You thought it came on like
Oh,
8 o'clock?
yeah.
Mm-mm. It's already out.
Oh,
Cause I already saw. I didn't see him, but I seen a couple people doing breakdown videos.
well, we don't
That's
watch it till at night though.
that's why they have those,
Breakdown videos so
and it be
quick.
detailed and everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause
I was
it's
wondering how they was doing that.
yeah.
I'm so slow. Um, he finna go watch the Raiders. So I ain't doing nothing today. Mm, just relaxing and probably eating the rest of our snacks because we got snacks left over. Oh, I gotta unpack my backpack. I unpacked everything but my backpack. So I'm gonna unpack my backpack and put that back in the garage because hopefully we're not going on no more trips. I'm tripped out. I don't want to go back to the. I had said I wanted to go back for December, But when I looked at them prices for Disneyland for Christmas, oh honey, Disneyland kissed my ass for Christmas, and a lot of the dates are already blacked out, so we won't be going. I'm not paying damn near $300 a person to get in to Disneyland for their Christmas thing. Hell no, I'm not doing that. So I'm like, maybe I'll just wait and go for August for my birthday. I don't know. I mean, I do want to go to Disneyland again, but maybe I'll just plan a trip and maybe I'll try to plan a trip for the whole family and we all go out there. I think that'll be fun. Like everybody go. I don't know. But I don't think not think we're not going back in December. Shit. That'll be the fourth uh trip for my husband. So I don't think we're going back. Even though it was fun. I don't want to go back to LA no time soon. My sister in law, she left LA and went to Vegas. So she at the Raider game. I think she coming home tomorrow. I don't wanna I don't wanna we were supposed to go to one of the Raider games in Vegas, but shit, I don't know. I don't wanna do all that. I think my husband said we're gonna go next year. Shit, we done went to LA so many times this year. I don't want to go no place else. Yeah, and they jacked the prices up. Disney jacked the prices up for the holiday stuff. So the Thanksgiving, the Halloween. So between now and Halloween is the Halloween stuff, and then they'll change it after Halloween to the Disney, the Wonderland or whatever for Christmas, and they jacked the prices up for the Christmas and Halloween season. So I don't want to pay that kind of money to get in Disneyland. Mm-mm. And it's hella crowded for Christmas, like hella crowded. I don't want to go through that. And not, I don't want to. I'm not. I'm not doing it. So I'm gonna wait and maybe go next year. Not around um not around the holidays though. Just, I don't want to say off season cuz I don't want to go when it's cold. Like I don't want to go up there and it's raining or something. Maybe May cuz that's off season, April or May. I don't know. I want to go to Michael's. I do kind of want to make a bumblebee, but I don't have any yellow yarn. I did look in the garage I do have another tote in the garage with yarn, but it wasn't any yellow in the tote. So I must have used all of the yellow that I had. So I need some yellow so I can make a bumblebee. What happened to George? George, I know I brought your ass home. I don't know where George ass at. Oh, here he is. George went to LA. George done been to LA. He done been to LA like 3 times. 3 or 4 times. George done been to LA. George done been to the hospital. George done been everywhere. George said he out here living his best life. George went to Disneyland. He done been everywhere, y'all. George done stayed in hotels and he is just living his best life. I know he be coming back telling all the other stuffed animals what he did and stuff. He just done lived. George didn't live, Tony. So George just got back. George say he relaxing. He tired. He didn't have a story to tell. Yeah, it be less, but it still be little kids though. Little kids and strollers and stuff. Parents bring little kids. I want to go on a real short cruise, like maybe a 2 or 3 day cruise around Mexico or something. I want it to be very short because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'm gonna get sick. So it's gonna have to be a small cruise first to make sure I survive and don't feel real bad. And then I can do another one. If I'm okay and don't get sick, I'll be all right. But if I start feeling bad, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to be here. Cause who wants to go on vacation? You on a cruise and then you're not feeling well the whole time. That ain't no fun. So I gotta wait and see how I feel. But I do want to go though. So that's it, y'all. I just want to tell y'all that I'm back and I'm feeling good. I had a good time. We had a safe trip. We got up there and got back. That's what everybody say. You don't really feel it, but I don't know. I don't see how you not gonna feel it. It's moving. And then I be watching people who be on cruises and they say sometimes, especially at night, when you laying down, you can feel it. I don't know. Girl, me too. That's the only thing, I be thinking about when we be traveling. Just like, oh God, just let us, cause that's a long way. 6 hours to be on the highway. That's a long trip. Just to be driving, and anything can happen when you're driving. Like anything can happen in your own city. But you We driving 6 hours away from home. I was like, the whole time we was driving. Uh, and that route, it's a lot of trucks. God, dog. It be so many trucks. Big trucks. And I'd be like, Lord, just keep us safe. You know? And he did. He kept us safe. Now I'm praying for my mother and father in law. My niece is with them. They gotta make it home tonight. I guess they'll be here sometime tonight. Or tomorrow. Child, ain't no telling. They didn't even tell us when they was leaving. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna get here tonight because I think my niece gotta go to work tomorrow. So they gotta get home. And my sister in law, she flying. I think she coming home probably tomorrow. But yeah, she in Vegas. So everybody is um out somewhere. Oh, and my grandson, they did win uh their football game yesterday. And so they going to the playoffs. So the next football video will be from the playoffs. So hopefully they win because last year they didn't. Well, last year they didn't make it to the playoffs. And my grandson was kind of upset. But this year they made it to the playoffs. So I'm so happy for them. Oh, I wish I could have been at the game. But, you know, we had to miss that one. But we would definitely be at the playoffs, screaming and hollering. I'm definitely gonna take some videos and stuff because this the first playoffs that we didn't been to from LA to the Bay. I don't know. No, I mean Las Vegas to um Las Vegas to the Bay Area. From Las Vegas to LA, yes, a short flight. She flew she flew from here to Vegas. And then from Vegas to LA. And then from LA back to Vegas because she flew in for the funeral. And then she flew back to Vegas because she went to the Maxwell concert last night and the Raider game today. So she's still there. Oh, his last game is tomorrow. Yeah, that would have been their last game last night if they hadn't made the playoffs. So, yeah, he got the playoffs. They got the playoffs. I'm so happy. So, I'm about to dye my hair. As a matter of fact, I got to order my dye. Oh, really? The Maxwell's Mason show. I know she gonna come home and tell me about it. She like Maxwell, so I, I'm pretty sure it was last night, and then the Raider game. I think my husband said the Raider game on now. So I told her to bring me a T-shirt. I don't know if she gonna bring me a Raider T-shirt or just a Vegas T-shirt. I told her I don't care, long as it says Vegas or something. I'm a T-shirt collector. Now every time somebody goes somewhere, I want them to bring me something. from wherever it is. I don't care where it's at. Just bring me something. I got to get a T-shirt from my nephew's um baseball team. I got to get his T-shirt, and then my Amani's cousin goes to Humboldt State. I want to get a T-shirt from there. I'm gonna be repping everybody. Everybody. Oh, your child go to so and so. Let me get a T-shirt. Sure will. I want a T-shirt from everywhere. Oh, your child go to so and so. Let me get a T-shirt. I am a T-shirt collector. I love it. I don't care where the shirt's from. No, I ain't never been there, and probably will never go there. But I want a T-shirt. So I got to get my nephew's the T-shirt for the team that he playing on. I don't. I think she said the season don't start till January, and I think his games is supposed to be on YouTube. So I got time to give him a little T-shirt. So when we be watching the games, we put the T-shirt on and be sitting there watching it because shit, them games is gonna be everywhere. And I think he in the colleges in Missouri. I think. All right, y'all. I need to drink some more water today because that's what I really wasn't doing while I was gone. I wasn't really drinking enough water. I don't think you. I do. You ever really drink enough water while you're on vacation? I don't think anybody does. Like I actually probably had two Mountain Dews. That's more than what I normally drink. I had like two Mountain Dews, a Sprite. I was sipping on water though. I did have some water because I had like all my snacks in like this little tote bag. And I did have water in there, so I was drinking a little bit of water, but I wasn't drinking enough because I was like sipping on sodas and stuff. So I'm gonna try to um get some more water into my system because I probably had a little bit more sugar than what I normally have during the week. Cause we was eating cookies and brownies and candy. Just you just eat a lot of junk when you traveling. So I am going to um try to drink a little bit more water today and just relax and elevate my feet a little bit because my ankles do feel a little um stiff, but overall I feel better this trip than I did last trip. I feel a lot better, so I don't feel as tired. And I think last trip, because we both had that sinus infection or whatever, I think that made it worse too. Like I'm a little stopped up just a little bit, and I think that's from sleeping with that fan on all night. But I don't feel nowhere near like I did the last trip. I feel so much better. So I'm gonna unpack my backpack and make sure, cause half the clothes I took I didn't even wear. I packed like 4 pair of yoga pants. I don't know why I packed all them yoga pants. I think I wore 1 pair. So I need to go through my clothes and see what I wore, what I didn't wear, and put all that stuff up. I unpacked all my medicine and stuff. You some things you have to unpack as soon as you get home. Your toothbrush and makeup and deodorant and all of that kind of stuff. I unpacked all that stuff like when I got home. But stuff that, you really didn't need right away, I didn't I haven't unpacked yet, and I'm gonna unpack that stuff. And I'm gonna go and make sure my husband unpacks all his stuff, because if I don't, his shit will stay packed for days. He won't look at his bag. So I'm gonna go check um his bag to see did he unpack. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be my whole day. I'm not cooking. He already said if we get hungry, we just gonna go somewhere. Cause I'm not cooking nothing today. I don't. I'm gonna catch up on my YouTube videos, because while I was gone, I wasn't really, watching to see what people was doing on YouTube. I wasn't really on TikTok and stuff. Um, so I'm gonna catch up on some of those videos, see what's going on YouTube, and that's gonna be about it. Probably call my granddaughter, see what she doing, cause I ain't talked to her. And that's it, y'all. So thank y'all for being here. I'll probably come and holler at y'all tomorrow. I know I don't have nothing planned for tomorrow. No, I ain't got no plan. Oh, it's cloudy here. It kind of look like it might want to rain tomorrow or something. It's not hot here. I mean, it's not cold, but it's cloudy. Like, is rain in the forecast? And I haven't looked at the forecast, but it looked like it can rain like tomorrow or something. I don't know. I'm gonna check and see if rain is in our forecast. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you for spending some time with me and praying for us while we was gone. We back. Is anybody watching that new Tyler Perry show on Netflix? What's the name of it? Beauty in Black. I don't know about Tyler Perry, child. I might check it out. I ain't doing nothing else. I might check it out and see if this is interesting. How many? Was it a lot of episodes? Was it good? I might check it out. I ain't doing shit else. It's a mess. It looked like it. It looked like it. But I ain't doing shit else. I want to start this crochet project. So I might check it out and do that. It was entertaining. Well, that's all I need today. Because that's all I'm going to do is just kick back and relax. It's entertaining to keep me busy until I take me a nap. I might take me a nap. It's 2 o'clock. Shit. I might take me a nap before I do anything and then get up and watch it. All right, y'all. It's not. I was Tyler Perry. I'm not expecting a masterpiece. I'm expecting entertaining. Shit. At least he improved with the wig. Yeah, because he tired of people talking about him. Shit. All right, y'all. I will see you guys probably tomorrow because tomorrow I got to go and check on my plants and make sure that everybody uh out there is okay because I watered them before I left, but I haven't checked on them yet. So I'm gonna have to go and check on them. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.